We're going live right now.
Yeah. Are we live? We live?
Oh, yeah, we're live.
So is this where I do the intro?
This is 100% where you do the intro.
Like right now?
Perfect timing, yeah.
Hit the live button so we're on.
No, I already did. We're broadcasting.
It's your moment. Your moment, Joe. Grab it.
So Ben does a great job. You got to live up to that.
He really does. I mean, the pressure is tremendous. Let me know when we go live.
We're 100% live right now. Ben is not here.
Are you serious? Are we really live?
Yeah, we're really, really super duper live.
I didn't curse during this time, did I?
No.
Not too much.
Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? And welcome to the original Drink and Draw Social Club. Today's subject matter, art matter, is Harley Quinn. And with us today is the one and only Mr. Daniel, the urban barbarian, Panosian.
Wow.
Show yourself, Dan.
Hold on. Let me take care of this. Here.
So we weren't live, or you weren't ready?
I wasn't ready. I didn't know if we were live yet.
Wow.
There we go.
There you are.
Nice.
And also with us is the incomparable, the brilliant, the lovable, best of us, the very best of us, Hondo, Jeff Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, hi guys. Hi guys.
You're on it.
Martindale. Thank you.
Look at that. And Joe.
Joe, you should introduce yourself just in case no one knows who you are.
I just did. You guys aren't listening to me.
Oh,
Hi.
yeah.
All right, let's get on with the show.
I want to know what that puppet is in the background staring at you.
We talked about this. It's actually a glacé. It was painted by Greg Hildebrand. He did. All right, let me grab it. Hold on. I think it's beautiful. Some people think it's horrifying, but he did a series of he collects ventriloquist dummies, Brooklyn ventriloquist dummies.
Well,
and he did a series of these glacés, and he gave me one as a gift, and I cherish it. I love it. I just to find a better place to hang it. So.
Wow.
Is that the ventriloquist dummy from that movie Magic?
No, it is, Jeff.
That movie scared the bejesus out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does look a little terrifying.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
So
we're really going to do this.
So we're doing Harley Quinn.
We're doing it.
I love it. I love the character.
You worked on the Harley Quinn TV show.
So the most recent 2019 show, yeah, I did. I was a storyboard artist for a few episodes.
That's awesome.
It's a great show. As I tell everyone who asks, and some people who don't ask, it's the only cartoon I've ever worked on that my wife would have watched whether I worked on it or not.
That is nice.
Okay.
She actually liked the show so much that she cared. Like, she watched the episodes I didn't work on, and then actually wasn't too impressed with my work. She thought I rose to the occasion.
So despite you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She likes the show. Nice. That's awesome.
She had notes.
Well, we have a lot of comments so far.
We do.
We're wondering where Dave is. All right, there's no comments wondering.
Well, I'd like to know what people thought of my intro. You know, do they miss Ben, or what was?
I have to say, if I can rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it an 11.
Well, you have to rate it on a scale of 1 to Ben.
Oh, 1 to Ben. Ooh, that's tough because Ben. I mean, are we looking at Ben's face while he gives the intro? Or are we just hearing his voice?
I mean, okay, that's a whole different thing. But no, we're not. We're not. We never see that Ben's face until Dan turns the camera on.
Yeah.
I think that I liked the energy of your intro and the exuberance.
Uh-huh.
And I think that you gave Ben a run for his money.
Wow. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay.
If Ben is watching, and I know he isn't.
He's busy tonight. He's got other things.
I consider Ben the classic, right? He's the classic original.
Yeah, he's like
right?
he's the Carson of this show.
Without a doubt. You know. So Dan, you want to talk a little bit about the history of Harley? Because I mean, by the way, just so folks can see, I have my Bruce Timm Naughty and Nice book here.
Ooh, I love that.
Excellent.
It's just an amazing book, but I'm using this as inspiration for my Harley because you can't really draw Harley without looking at Bruce's stuff. You know, he's one of the co-creators, and of course Paul Dini. So,
now I think I met Paul Dini once by accident at the Laguna Beach Art Museum, but I've met Bruce a few times. I'm going to pull him up right here. Together they created him originally for the cartoon show, right? There's Bruce.
Back in 1992, he and Paul Dini created Harley Quinn as the romantic interest for Joker.
Yeah, and here's Paul Dini looking at you knowingly.
And you've met Bruce Timm. I've never really sort of formally met Bruce Timm. I've seen him at conventions, walk by him while he was sketching. Might have said hello to him, but I've worked with Paul Dini.
Yeah, Bruce is a quiet, unassuming guy with too much talent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I worked with Bruce, I took over for Dave Johnson on Justice League Unlimited as a background artist.
Wait, I'm sorry. Over who?
Over for Dave Johnson.
Dave Johnson. Oh, he's one of the founding members of Drink It Draw.
The Dave Johnson.
The real Dave Johnson. And so so I got to work with Bruce on Justice League Unlimited, and he's clearly a genius, but he would also do apart from just creating the show and doing the designs and storyboards and basically making everything with Batman, Superman, Justice League happen. Designed like his style dominated animation for decades.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
He would also just do sketches in his office. He would do warm-up sketches of various characters he'd like to draw Frankenstein, and a lot of times he'd throw them away, and people would dive for the garbage cans to try and get these abandoned sketches by Bruce Timm.
Yeah, that Mad Love book. I remember when that came out. What was interesting? Here's one of the pages from it, I believe. What was interesting about that was it was the first time usually the Batman animated comic books and other animated TV shows where they drew the comics in the style of the show were considered kind of kiddie books in the same way that you might look at, say, if Warner Brothers had like a Roadrunner comic book or something. But when they came out with this book, Mad Love, it kind of changed the playing ground for artists in general. Like a more cartoon style was acceptable because the story was so good, the characters were so good, and the pages were so good. Now I don't have too many great pages from this. This is kind of a last minute show, but it was, you could just see the energy. Look at Joker down there. You could just see the energy in his face, his hand. And there's a lot of Harvey Kurtzman in there, and
there's a lot of Kirby in there.
Yeah, it's just awesome. Like look at him coming through the door like a maniac. But Darwin Cook then could later come in later and do his Catwoman graphic novel and other Batman related projects, and ultimately Final Frontier, which is taken very, very seriously. And it's a big change for comic books in general just to have Mad Love. And then obviously it was a huge hit for DC Comics in the comic book sphere as well.
Dan, that may be the longest speech you've ever given without lying.
That's probably true.
You made a breakthrough today.
Yeah, this is big.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is big news. But one of the things that's really great about Bruce's style is that he is a great animator, and is a great artist and a great draftsman. And one of the things that he really pushed was the straights against curves in the animation style, which gives every drawing a lot of motion. But it's easy for it was easy at the time for the overseas companies to not mess up the animation. Like he really created.
Jeff, explain what that means, though.
The straights against curves.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, if you were to put a drawing back up again, any one of Bruce Timm's drawings.
Which one?
Well, I mean, the animation stuff's probably the easiest to look at.
Today, Dan.
Let me see if I could get a better figure. I think Jeff's talking about, like, if you look at Harley's arm, one side is fully straight, and the other side is bowed. The same with like her calf.
Yeah.
And it gives that illusion of solidity when you only are basically using an outline. I'm trying to see some other versions of that. But, fundamentally, I was just starting to break away from inking myself when this stuff was coming out and Bruce was making such a big impact on the Batman animated show. And I really took that theory to heart. And it was just a model sheet addendum he kind of created for the animators. And it really changed, the way I draw quite a bit. I make sure it's part of almost everything I do.
It's a fantastic fundamental. And one of the things that, it didn't just change you, Dan, like it completely revolutionized animation at the time. Yeah, he's a genius. And I have to actually thank the straights against curves of Bruce Timm's style. It was so prevalent and it's so dominated animation in the early 2000s. That's actually why I got the job doing character design on the Boondocks, is because they were looking for a character designer to do anime style likenesses, and everyone was so indoctrinated into the Bruce Timm style that it was difficult for character designers at the time to break out of it.
And you were like terrible at it, right?
I was never good at straights against curves. So
you were doing for the job.
Right. So my ineptitude actually got me work in animation.
So you turned a weakness into a strength.
Absolutely. It's really the only way to go if you've got a lot of weaknesses.
Sorry, I'm blocking Joe, and normally I would do that on purpose, but
you're not showing my drawing either, which really.
Yeah. Oh, did you share the screen?
Yeah.
The stream. We have all sorts of great functionality.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Oh wow!
Nice.
Now, that doesn't seem like you typically want to juggle something like that. Those look like bombs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, cartoon bombs, no less.
Ah,
beautiful.
So,
Jeff, you're a big fan of Jeff, as we both know. Jeff can juggle.
I can juggle.
Yeah,
I can. I can even juggle clubs.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
I was going to work up to knives. And I wanted to eventually do chainsaws, but shit gets pretty scary.
I don't think it's a good idea, Jeff.
Jeff never ceases to amaze me. It's a true Renaissance man.
Well, I learned to play the harmonica when I joined the Army, and I learned to juggle just in case art didn't work out.
I see.
Wow, at least you had a backup plan. A lot of people don't have backup plans like that.
It's true. A lot of people neglect the circus arts when they're thinking about their future.
Yeah, you're like, nope, this could be it.
Yeah, have you guys ever thought about the circus? You should juggle.
Yeah, I've never thought about the circus in that way.
Yeah, never thought about it.
You guys should think about it.
Yeah, we obviously haven't done much thinking about that.
Let's take this offline. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough.
Jeff, what other careers have you given thought to besides the circus arts?
Well, when I was younger, I actually wanted to be a stuntman. But I have a very
Jeff was always falling.
I fall down all the time, and I figure, can I make money at this? There must be a way.
Again, taking a weakness and turning into a strength. That is
kind of always stumbling about.
I have horrible balance, and I fall down a lot, but I'm very spongy, and so will bounce.
Right.
But it's difficult to monetize.
Yeah, especially when you weren't in LA at the time.
I wasn't in LA at the time. Yeah, there's not a lot of stunt work in Berkeley, or at least back in the day there wasn't.
Interesting.
So I did some research on Harley Quinn.
You did?
I did a little bit.
What did you discover?
Well, so Bruce Timm and Paul Dini created Harley Quinn in probably before, but she first aired in 1992, and she was based on the Harley Quinn from Comedy dell'arte. You guys know what that is?
I'm going to pretend I do.
It's basically an old school Italian theater style where people would wear masks and there'd be archetypes of different kinds of characters.
Yeah.
Of course. Come on, yeah.
Of course, that's it.
Yeah. But those guys were very smart, and they found the inspiration in old theater for a character that's gone into the 21st century. I think that's pretty cool.
You like that?
I do like that.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's very interesting.
Is it?
I mean, he'll go with interesting, but he won't go with very interesting. That's too far.
That's semi-interesting, Jeff.
Yeah.
By the way, again, Dan.
Yeah.
You seem to always miss the elephant in the room.
Uh-huh.
There are fans who are asking, where is Ben? Where is Dave?
Oh, nobody's asked.
Oh, okay, never mind. I bet.
Ben has important stuff to do, and Dave is working, right?
Dave is working. Here we go. Whoa, full screen.
Nice.
Dave is busy actually drawing a comic book, which is rare for Dave because he typically does not like doing, full comics.
Joe, I love her hips. Great hourglass on her.
Thank you. They're based on mine.
Of course. Well, I mean, if you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. No, we're not going to be able to live up to Bruce Timm. And I invited Bruce on.
Did you?
No. But if I had.
Right.
What do you think, if you had invited Bruce, what do you think he would have said?
No.
Exactly.
I could definitely tell you he would have told me no. He's never liked me. And there's reasons for that.
Well, he hates your artist.
Yeah, he doesn't like my drawings so much. And, we've argued about it.
You've argued about that whole, straight to curve thing. I mean,
I'm like, where'd you come up with that? I think I did.
Yeah.
All right.
And by the way, speaking of your art, Dan, I'm going to do something.
Oh, no.
I never do.
Yeah.
It's a tradition, publicly on social media that I make fun of your art most of the time. I enjoy it.
Top of that.
You just recently finished a Conan cover.
I did.
Which is okay.
That is, hold on.
Hang on a second.
Thank God this is recording.
Yeah. It's outstanding. It is truly one of the best Conan pieces I've seen in years. Probably one of the best pieces you've done to date. It's unreal, man. It blew me away. Completely blew me away.
Oh,
so, there you go. And Dan's had a very good week, Jeff. You know that, right? I mean, because I believe he even sold that cover.
He did, and that's good. But I would just like to add on, like, I know that Dan has had like Conan's one of those characters. Joe, I don't know if you have this or not, but like Conan is one of those characters that Dan kind of chokes on sometimes. Like the pressure is a little bit.
I do. I often choke on that because I so love that character that I want to get it right every single time, and I get nervous. I rarely do.
But nailed it, but knocked it out of the park this time. So I think, Dan, you think you're over the yips when it comes to Conan?
I think I am. I think I finally.
Wow, look at you with the yips, Jeff.
Yeah, right. I have played a sport or two.
My God, man, where did that come from? Wait, and also, Dan, do you know what it means?
No.
Okay, never mind. Continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you on that one.
Is it something dog related now that I'm a pet owner?
Yeah, yes. No, it's dog related.
It sounds like, because I've heard a lot of yipping lately.
It's true. But yeah, Joe, I think Dan is finally over him because he nailed it.
Yeah, he really did. We're very proud of you, Dan.
Thank you.
I could now say I'm actually proud to.
Now you can actually follow me back on Twitter.
No,
not yet.
Not yet. Don't.
Joe, do you have any character like that that you get in your head about?
No.
Joe, the consummate.
That's just that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. No, you know what? It's not character specific. It's just there's just some days where it just doesn't happen. I can't draw.
Have you ever been intimidated by like maybe working with a specific writer, like your pal Bendis or something?
I'm sorry, what?
Like intimidated by working with maybe a certain writer or?
No, actually, that's not true. That's not true. When I was doing, and it was partially because it was the first time I was working with this writer, but also partially because of the history behind the character and the piece that I was working on. When I worked with Grant Morrison on that 11-page Miracle Man story, I felt a little bit of pressure there. And when we launched Daredevil, Marvel Knights, that first issue, there was pressure there because we knew how many eyeballs were going to be on that book. So yeah. So, but outside of that, it's not a lot of pressure outside of deadline pressure. And then there's just then there are those days where, the drawing just isn't happening. So then you start to feel the pressure of the deadline. But you guys understand that. Well, maybe not because you're a speed demon, Dan.
I've gotten better. This last year, I've really kind of gotten better with managing my time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not, that is the bane of every artist, I think.
Yeah, walking that tightrope between like trying to make this line perfect and making this drawing done.
Yeah,
it's always a negotiation, I think.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm at it, by the way, since I'm kind of almost on camera. So next week I'm probably going to be drawing postcards.
Oh, great!
On amazing Eon paper. By the way, artists out there, if you want great comic paper, Eon, unreal. But these will not, unfortunately, not be for giveaways because they're for a buddy of mine and his daughters. But this will probably be what I'm working on. But I am a little bit hesitant. His daughters are young, but 4. And I'm going to be sending these drawings. But then on the other side of the card is that.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that it's just.
Look at those handsome devils on there.
I don't want to give kids nightmares, But so I've been ordering a lot of paper from I just got another batch today, and it's ridiculous. I mean, I haven't drawn paper that good since the Marvel paper from maybe 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Not that the Marvel paper is bad, but it's just we used to buy it from Strathmore, and then Strathmore decided not to make that stock anymore. So it's very hard to find. But Eon is the closest we've found to that, and it's just amazing stuff.
Wow. Yeah, I like them. I use their paper all the time for pretty much everything.
What? You too?
Me too.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. If you can believe it.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is my my comedy piece here.
Let's see.
You seen it here? Let's see. It's a little, I got the dog, so now everything is funny dog stuff.
Is that what you were referring to when you said a dog cafe?
Yeah.
How is that a dog cafe? I've never heard that.
No, you said dog cafe. I said dog cage.
Are you sure? You want me to pull up the tweet where it says cafe?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it says cafe.
Did it? It could be a typo. I'm not, speed typers like you guys are.
You're not as literate either.
Yep,
no.
Yep. It says dog cafe.
Words always kind of plagued me. Sorry.
Oh, Dan.
Well, I thought that was your joke when I was looking for a kind of funny joke. I'm like, what? I go, well, I'm not going to comment on that because.
Right. This is like, Jeff, this is not dissimilar from the text that I sent about 3 days ago. And then Ben and I were referencing that text again. And Dan was like, what are you guys talking about?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like, Dan, you were on that chain.
Yeah. So I was.
You were.
You
were on that
sometimes
chain.
There's a lot going on in Dan's life. He gets distracted.
Thank you. A very deep thinker.
Yeah.
A lot of things happening in me, around me, to me.
Well, I know you were very upset, Dan, that you were not accepted as the presidential teen laureate poet. And it was,
Yeah,
that
bothered me. That bothered me big time.
Yeah, but
we can't have everything.
Can't have everything, Dan. You try.
Oh God, we try.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm kind of missing Ben.
Sure. What about Dave? I mean, Dave's on there.
What was that?
What about Dave?
Well, Dave, of course. That goes without saying.
Dave's a founding member.
Yeah. Now, we had this discussion. Who is
Dave?
Who is sort of more of an original founding member? Does it start with Dave and then you and then Dave, or is Jeff in there before anybody? I mean, I'd like to know the history of this.
Well, all three of us met. It was a joint. Well, it was Dave's idea, and then Dan and I basically just let him steamroll us.
Yeah, we were like, okay.
We were trying to figure out a Beatles analogy to this whole thing, right?
Jeff and I used to go to the Marine Room and draw like the band and subsequently like people around at bars. So we were adept at drawing in bars and with bad lighting. And Jeff honestly sometimes hadn't paid his electric bill, so he's already fairly good at that.
I used to call it ninja art.
Yeah.
Okay.
But without a doubt, Dave was like, let's do this on the regular.
Yeah.
So we're like, done, Dave.
And then the first place we went was incredibly dark and got crazy loud, and so we went up the street to a Western place.
Battle Ranch.
And that was a lot of fun, but it was also crazy loud.
It was. Jeff made some friends there.
I did, and then so where did we go from there, Dan? Like, when did we move over to Barney's Beanery?
Well, we moved over to Barney's, and then Dave decided we should go to God, what was that place called? It was a sports bar, which didn't quite do it.
Right.
It was, I forget the name of that sports bar, but it was it was off Santa Monica Boulevard, closer to Santa Monica.
Did you guys ever go to an establishment that did not welcome the drink and draw, that thought it was?
Well, I would say the first place we went to, they shut the lights off on us, and that was I think that was that the Standard?
Yeah,
that was the Standard bar on Sunset.
Okay.
Yeah, the Standard bar, it was much, their clientele was much I'm going to say sexier than us.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we went through a few bars, and we did a Cat and the Fiddle for a while, which is a great English
that
place.
was fun.
What strip was that off of, Dan? Was that off Ventura? No.
On Sunset.
Yeah.
The Cat and the Fiddle was on Sunset. It's closed down now. It closed down a few years ago, sadly.
Oh, that's a bummer. We bounced around for a while until we found our longest home at Casey's.
Yeah. And that was thanks to Stephen Allen, who's a friend of ours. You're forgetting one of our favorite spots, which was the Falcon.
The Falcon was great.
Yeah.
That was good times. That's where we had that really great party with Bill Sienkiewicz.
Yeah, and Robert Crumb showed up.
And Robert Crumb showed up. That space was great. Yeah, it was a good scene. That's one of the things I do miss about Los Angeles, is it does have a really fantastic art scene.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to state the obvious, but you guys didn't invite me to any of that stuff.
No, we purposely didn't, because we were like, Joe will take the spotlight, he'll ruin it.
Right. I mean, honestly, I didn't want Sienkiewicz there or Crumb.
Yeah.
You're just too good, and I don't like competition.
Well, we started out, Jeff and I used to go to this place called Bedlam, which was kind of a drawing salon that was, it felt like you were in the movie Moulin Rouge. And Jeff and I both remarked, we're like, man, this is the first time it's felt cool to be like an artist. Like it was such a unique, crazy experience.
I got to pretend that I was Toulouse-Lautrec.
Yeah, Jeff and I never wanted to leave.
Oh, it was so good. There was a hookah lounge. There was models. There was great music. It was fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is one of the things I loved most about being an artist in LA. It was like there was just a fantastic society of artists and places to go do art.
Yeah.
So clearly that place didn't put up with your crap.
Well, when they eventually got shut, funny enough, Joe, they eventually got shut down because they were selling alcohol after hours and they weren't really a bar. Right. And then for a while they thought, yeah, it was a bit of a speakeasy. They thought Dan and I had ratted them out because at one point they thought we might be undercover cops.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you guys talked over each other. What?
They thought we were undercover cops, basically. And so Jennifer, who runs the Gallery Girls, who's now like a pal of ours, who does a lot of drink and draw events too, wouldn't even speak to us for a long time.
Right.
She's like, no, you guys are bad news.
They thought we had ratted them out. We're like, what? No, that's crazy. We love this place more than anything. So, but Dan and I guess, look like undercover cops.
Yeah.
Which is a failing in an undercover cop.
Yeah. That you just look like cops.
The face. That's the face of police everywhere. Oh,
I we look like firemen.
On a side note, no, I definitely look like an undercover cop. On a side note, Dan and I were at an establishment way back when, and we tried to procure party favors, and then no one would sell to us because we look like narcs.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys.
Now Jeff lives in a place where you wouldn't have to. You just go, hey, what's up?
Word. I just walk in.
Yeah.
You get cops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the first time I've been mistaken for a cop.
Would you ever consider being a police officer?
You know, I don't like paperwork, so probably not.
You like booking them.
Yeah, I like the arresting part, but I don't like the all the legal stuff you have to do.
How fair would you be, Jeff?
I think I would be pretty fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you arrested Frank Thierry?
Well, I mean, what's the crime? I mean, is it just being frank?
Pretty much.
A lot of it has to do with just being frank.
Just being frank?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on if he was doing it in front of children or not.
Well, that would be the crucial part.
I think is he within 500 feet of a school?
You know what? Frank and I almost got arrested in San Diego during San Diego Comic-Con, thanks to him.
What for?
We were at a party at the Hilton or something like that, and a publisher had given us some beer to take back to our room. And so we were walking and drinking outside, and then as Ben and Frank like to call it, the fish police spotted us. Because they didn't consider them real police because they were the harbor police.
Oh.
So he's mocking them, and so.
Sure, but if you get a cop and they showed up,
they were cops. They give us. I mean, they gave us. They ended up giving us tickets. They almost brought us in. Frank was like, "Let me handle this." And then, I was like, "Oh, geez."
Dangerous last words.
Frank honestly can.
At that point, you turn to Ben and say, "Run."
Yeah, go.
Ben, of course, did the best job in front of them. I just kept I know to just keep my mouth shut.
Now, Ben, I could mistake Ben for a cop.
Yeah, Ben looked like a cop. Ben looked reasonable. And so what happened was Frank set his drink down and then stumbled back on it at one point and broke it and smashed everywhere. And he goes, okay. He goes, well, we're about ready to let you guys go, but now you're just belligerent, drunk, breaking things. And Frank did that classic thing, which I love. He brought out the calling card of another cop.
I know who it is too.
Yeah, he goes, well, I know this guy in the force in New York, and I'm like, these guys don't care. I mean,
actually, sometimes they do. Sometimes
I don't know. Is that really? I mean, maybe you guys have had that work in the past. I don't think it ever.
I couldn't imagine it working with Frank.
Well, no, Frank had already broken a glass. Actually, I think if I'm not mistaken, he broke 2 things in front of them. So we were definitely going down.
Did he break them on purpose, or was it just?
No, it was a total accident because he was trying to like convince them we're fine, and
Well, I mean, let's face it, Frank breaks stuff no matter what.
Yeah.
Right. Does it have to be San Diego?
No.
I've been around Frank long enough to know something's going to break.
Hearts.
Yeah. Frank, sharing a room with Frank, I've never seen anything like it. Like the moment you're in that room, it goes from being a beautiful room to just a mess instantly.
It has to be like rooming with the wild animal. So I can think.
I mean, how does he? I don't understand how he just destroys a room that quickly.
Really, you don't understand.
Dan, you've destroyed a room or 2.
Yeah, but on purpose. Frank just shows up, you know.
So you're surprised by just the casual, you know.
I mean, I'm surprised and impressed by Frank all the time.
All right.
Frank's always got some surprises.
Yeah, Frank surprised me one time when we were having a headbutting contest. That wasn't very fun.
Yeah, not your brightest moment.
No, he all of a sudden I wasn't looking. He headbutted me again, and he's always talking about how much taller he is than me. But somehow he missed my head on my forehead and got my nose and busted my nose open, and that wasn't too pleasant.
That sounds like something Harley Quinn might do.
Yeah,
just headbutt a person.
And then Big Assad, Rivik saw it, and he was like, "Who did that to you?" He goes, "I will get them." And I go, "Frank did it." You know, I pointed right at Frank happily. Cully had to witness the whole thing, sadly. But I'm surprised Assad did not like rip him in half.
Interesting.
I had to unmute myself.
Wait, what were you doing?
I am going to add pencil to this, Jeff.
All right.
So let's start doing a little pencil shading. Carly's going through
One of the things I like about the Harley Quinn design, if you like, is just the fantastic spotting of blacks. Like, one of the things I always have trouble with in my drawing is being bold with black, like really throwing in a shadow or using it as a design element. I always cower away from it. So inspired by Bruce Timm, I'm just going to start throwing in some solid black.
Wow. See this old.
What do you think about that, Dan?
You know what? I'm going to do a little, since I have control over things, I'm going to do a little focus on you.
Oh, right. So
now we can actually see if you're not just talking the talk,
yeah.
If you're prepared to walk it.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk the walk.
I mean, you could, if we asked you to juggle it, obviously that would be no problem whatsoever.
As long as it's clubs or 3 balls. I'm not so good with sharp objects or anything. I've been working on 4 balls, but I cannot quite get the timing with my left hand.
How often do you spend working on this sort of thing?
It goes in phases. Like if I'm feeling good about my drawing, not much time at all. But if I'm frustrated, I will definitely do some juggling.
Yes, it looks like we did have a headbutting comment from Infamous. She said, "Frank, I heard Frank Geary had once headbutted a guy so hard he saw the curvature of the earth. That must have been you."
Yeah, I'm sure. You know what? I know Frank did not even feel bad about it. That's the worst thing about him.
No. I think I saw the aftermath of that later on because you had like a huge gash on your nose.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
And like what happened, and you were. Jeff, I don't know if you've experienced this. I haven't been around Dan often when he has been, let's say, really enjoying the night, right?
Right. Okay.
But the few times that I have been around Dan during times like that, he has an unusual way of demonstrating just how happy he's been that night. He kind of loses the power of speech. Have you noticed that?
I don't know.
I think in his head, he thinks he's talking. Like I'll ask him a question, and he'll just like smile, and I can see in his eyes that he's saying words, but they're not coming out of his mouth.
I've already had the whole conversation.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I remember that night, and I asked what happened, and you just kind of looked at me and smiled, and I was trying to read your eyes, but I had to the next morning.
But my eyes are kind of dead, so.
So yeah. So there's that.
Yeah, I have dead eyes. A lot of people say
You just sort of have to intuit what Dan is asking for in times like those.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You just have to sort of look. You sort of have to feel. Where's the evening going? What is Dan planning?
what does Dan have against me?
Yeah.
I got to look into his soul.
Yeah. At one point, we I don't think either one of us really talked about it, but there was a train going by, and we both tried to catch it.
That was a nice convention. That was a Pomona convention we did.
Here's the thing about trying to catch a train. It's a really dumb thing to do. Yeah.
It really works in the movies.
Yeah.
Right.
It is not something luckily, we didn't actually run fast enough to catch it. We would have ripped our arms right out of the sockets.
Well, I did grab the train at one point, and man, it literally almost did rip my arms out. It was nuts. I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For kids out there, there's some things you shouldn't try. Don't try and catch a moving train. I mean, I know that seems like a silly thing to have to say out loud.
Yeah.
But,
that's like our public service announcement.
Right. Just FYI.
The best part about that is you guys weren't kids when you were trying to do it.
Oh, no. Fully grown adults.
Yeah.
Yeah. Supposedly responsible.
Yeah.
Way to go, guys.
All right. So let's see here. I'll focus on me for a second. Joe's already begun some coloring.
Oh, shit.
Nobody would know.
And for a real treat.
No one would know it because you don't like focusing on my art.
You know what?
Let's see it.
Do we have to? Look at that.
Oh.
And it has
Nice
kind of
shading.
it has kind of a cool, like, that's really neat. I like the animation, almost style shading on it.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
Do you color much? Have you ever colored anything for print?
For print, I've painted things for myself, but I don't know if I've. And some of those have shown up for print, like in my art book. There's a Christmas card or two that family Christmas card or two that I did that's in there, but it wasn't intended for print. It was just intended for friends who were lucky enough to get it in the mail. Go ahead, Dan. Say it.
I don't remember receiving it.
That's why I said it.
I remember when someone at Marvel gave me a special assignment for a birthday card. You might know this person pretty well. Actually, it was probably for a friend of yours. And it was like their 50th birthday party, and we kind of spoofed them, and it's pretty fun.
Interesting.
Maybe it was Nancy who did it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Don't know. Oh well.
Oh well.
Next.
Yeah. Next. Hold on a second. Here, let's go back to all of us here.
So, Joe, if I can ask you a question on the color, did you throw some flat red and then a gray layer? Like, how did you do that effect?
Yeah, I mean, it's like when I start painting, I realize that I forgotten how to paint, and I gotta reteach myself. Yeah, this is just a flat red, and then I'm kind of just going in there with the dark, and then a highlight and
a highlight layer.
But yeah, but I'm not happy with the white. It's making everything look kind of chalky. So I've got to get back in there.
Are you using an airbrush tool for the white layer? What are you using there?
No, I'm kind of using hang on a second. What do I got here? You can see it here. I'm kind of using a marker tool.
Gotcha.
And then I'll go back in there and if I need to blend it, I'll go with the white a little bit, that kind of stuff. So I'm just screwing around. I had no intention of really coloring this thing, and I'm here. I'm doing it. You guys are.
That's one of the things I love most about Drink and Draw is, like, who cares, right? Like, it's just the joy of drawing and experimenting, and if it comes out great, and if not, then it.
You really speak for yourself, because I care all the time, Jeff.
I don't. That's really
Is that the key to drink and draw? Just don't care.
You just don't care. Yeah, I think that is the key.
Wow. Okay.
I have to say, Drink and Draw did change my art considerably for that, with that in mind. Because it really kind of loosened me up. Before I was really kind of concerned about just trying to do my very best, like Jim Lee or something, and I finally was like, nope, this is how I'm drawing. This is what I'm doing.
As good as it gets.
And then Jim Lee wrote to me, he goes, thank God.
Right, stop trying to do me.
It's as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah, this is it. Thanks, Jim.
Every time I say something, there was I'm not going to name names, but there was a great story told to me by one of the older editors at Marvel at the time when I started as editor in chief, that they were running their art on a particular title had completely blew the deadline, and they had to get an issue out. So they dug through the drawer and found a backup issue of this one particular character, and they showed it to the editor in chief, and they said, "This is what we got." And he didn't even look at it. He just said, 22 pages, good enough.
Yeah,
I love that story because really, it's kind of the essence of publishing. Sometimes it just has to get out the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
22 pages, good enough.
good enough.
It's stuff during the time of the newsstand and stuff like that, where stuff had to be on the stands. So that's one of my favorite stories.
There we go. I think I'm done with mine.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
I think mine is. I mean, I can play with it, noodle it, but
Yeah, but what about your drawing?
yeah. Well, I mean,
Come on, Jeff. Take this stuff seriously if you don't mind.
I can multitask.
Yeah. You are using a lot of black in there.
Yeah. What do you think of that? What do you think of that, bro?
I know you and I both struggle with that. So
With what?
I feel adding enough black to a page, like artists like Sean Murphy do a great job of being fearless with adding black to a page, and guys like Mateo and
Chris Samney is great at it.
yeah,
Liver?
Joe Quesada being one of the premier people that add black. But not Jeff and I. Jeff and I are laughed at in the industry.
That's true.
Yeah, that is true. Not necessarily for the black thing, but yeah.
A lot of people make sport of
That's
it.
cool. That and the black.
Yeah. Let me get this.
Yeah, that Bruce Timm design is pretty damn awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of miss it sometimes. I wonder if they ever they bring that back. Here's that. And this one's very fun.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. This is a fun one, Jeff.
That's great. Is that Bruce? Yeah,
That's
obviously.
Bruce. Yeah. These are the fun little sketches Bruce does. That sell for. Here's Harley without her full crazy going on. Harley's a doctor.
She's a psychiatrist. Yeah.
You guys own any Bruce Timm art?
No.
Not that he knows of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have so many Xeroxes because, like Jeff said, back in the day in the animation world, there was just so much of it. Like everybody had copies of everything that he had drawn.
Well, except for stealing out of the garbage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. One of my all-time favorite pieces I got out of the garbage. It's not a Bruce Timm piece. It's a Sienkiewicz piece.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, he did this cool like Frankenstein-y thing, and he didn't like it, and he threw it away. I'm like, oh no, that's too cool looking.
And I gotta say, for Bill, it was most people would go, oh, geez, I wish he'd respect the fact that I threw it in the garbage. And he was like, nope, you can have it.
He's like, yeah, whatever. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill's a nice guy.
He's a super nice guy.
Sleep.
Let's see here. I'm going to go to some user mail.
Go for it.
Let's see. This is true. those cats did change the world.
What?
Regarding Bruce and Paul Dini.
I mean, I don't know if it's really. I don't know if you can overstate how much they changed animation and they changed the entire industry, because the Batman show wasn't just gorgeous looking. It was mature and it was fun, and it really brought. I think it really brought Batman into the mainstream in a way that it gave him some gravitas that he hadn't had.
I'm bringing some vodka into the mainstream right now.
Beautiful.
Nice.
It is drink and draw, rather.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You guys, I think you guys need to really think about the kind of role models you are.
I know exactly. I'm definitely the kind of role model who would get a kid to do something he shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bad influence.
Definitely a bad influence. You're a bad influence on me.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
See, that's the problem. This is why I'm beloved by tens.
I don't know how many people, Joe. Let's not go too far.
Tens of people.
I think tens of people is fair.
Yeah.
You guys just really need to be careful. The stuff you put out.
Joe, are you working currently on anything that we can discuss? Because I know a lot of times you're on some,
No, I'm working on stuff, but nothing that I can publicly talk about.
That's what I was thinking.
So, Dan, that Conan piece, that was for an omnibus? Is that what you were telling me?
Yeah, it's a Savage Sword omnibus. I put the logo in on the original for the regular Conan book. But I wish I could show the color, but they're not really soliciting or doing anything with it until the 10th. So
okay,
I have to kind of mum's the word.
Until the 10th to think about whether they really want to use it.
So
yeah, I don't know if they're going to pay for it. Here's the funny thing: they never asked for it. I just heard through the grapevine.
Yeah,
you just started doing it.
Right.
So
Ren is drinking she's drinking after a long day of bad investment decisions, most likely on GameStop.
Mm.
I'm drinking a vodka, water, and what else did I put in there? Monk fruit, Jeff.
Monk fruit. Are you trying to clean out some sort of infection?
I didn't know that was one of the other benefits of monk fruit, but no, I'm not. It's just it's 0 calories.
Oh, I got you.
Let's see here. I'm gonna switch cameras since I know there's a lot of talk on the comments of people just wanting to see my face.
What's the chatter, man? Yeah, what's the chatter?
A lot of people are like, I wish I could see Dan's face. Nobody said that, but
by the way, Dan, you know what I noticed? I mean, you're in the dark a little bit right now, but before we started the show and the light was on you, you look exceptionally gray, a lot grayer than I remember.
A lot of times.
Puppy.
Here's the thing: the puppy has aged me considerably.
I was going to say, or you need to get back to that Grecian stuff, whatever.
You know what? A lot of times when there's a deficiency in a person, or they've changed, or they've gained weight, you don't go, you look heavier, or you look more gray. But people have no problem telling me about any of my flaws. Never bothers anyone.
Oh my God, Ted! Don't say that, Dan. You're not Ben. Woo!
No, Ben, that's true.
Ben, do you have a photo of Ben? At least put up for people so they.
No,
I mean,
Ben,
we gotta give the ladies something.
That's true. Although Ren's.
Why just the ladies? There's some gentlemen out there who are Ben fans too.
That's fair. I mean, I guess that's fair.
Let's see here. Let's see if we have any other. Look at this. What's this? I paid $1.25 for Batman Adventures number 12, the first appearance of Harley Quinn, and sold it for $900, Jeff.
Bragger.
What?
I missed that book. I like how it was directed at Jeff.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to applaud John on the
Purchase.
The DPHB. It was fantastic. Damn production, humble brag. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Hold on here.
$900. Smart, I guess.
Yeah, that's like having bits of GameStop, man. Wow.
What's this? Yeah. This guy goes by the moniker Facebook user. Mayhem, this brings back memories. Joe Quesada was kind enough to sit down with me at a comic shop in Costa Mesa back in the 90s and gave me art tips. Still have the Batman 500 he signed but didn't draw, and the paper that he used to correct my horrible hatching attempt back then.
In Costa, was that part of the Valiant tour, dude?
I don't know. You were in Costa Mesa? No, we never made it down that far. I don't think.
Okay. Oh, cool.
That's pretty cool.
I was in a tool.
Yeah, you were actually a nice guy that day.
Which one? Costa Mesa? You wouldn't know. You weren't there.
Oh, I lived so close. I was living in Laguna Beach at the time. You could have said, "Hey, Dan, I'm in town."
Oh, God, why would I do that?
Good old Bruce. A lot of Bruce love tonight.
Yeah.
Well, he's a genius. Why wouldn't you love him?
Jeff, do you have that huge Bruce Timm Batman animated book?
Yes, I do.
Good. Just checking.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, I do. I do. I don't have it on my shelf here at the moment. It's in the garage on my bigger bookshelf.
Yeah, she's just tearing me apart. Wow.
For this, she's also saying I need Grecian formula.
Yeah, I mean, she's just on your ass.
Well, I certainly deserve it.
Yeah, I'm always for fans.
Joe, how much GameStop stock do you have?
None. Not a bit.
What about Bitcoin? Are you heavily invested in Bitcoin?
Nope. I invest in love.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jeff, are you a
deeds.
Bitcoin guy?
What?
Is Jeff a Bitcoin guy?
I have a lot of that chocolate gold. That I mean, I don't know how much it's worth, but I really enjoy it.
Jeff, it's going up. It's climbing.
I've invested in candy companies and stuff like that.
I have a lot of stock in candy corn and
It's like candy corn futures.
yeah, candy corn futures. I heard those are on the rise.
All right. Jeff, don't you have some chorizo to get to?
What about Peeps? Those marshmallow Peeps. You got any advice on those?
I find that the older and more stale they are, the more valuable they become.
Okay, so if I buy, I need to hold on to it for a while.
At least, I mean, the trick, really, a good Peep investment is to buy a package and put it in the basically in the cabinet and just let it sit there for a year.
Yeah.
That's your sound advice.
That's my financial advice: is invest in Peeps and then hide them.
Yeah. Got a request for you to show the dog.
The dog. I just have an old picture of the dog, but I will
show the dog. Bring the dog in.
Oh, hang on a second. Let me go get my dog.
Not dog.
Well, that's how he's going to look like. That's not quite him yet.
Dan's dog. They want to see Dan's dog.
Oh, they want me to bring the actual dog in the room.
I'm guessing that's what John W. is looking for.
The dog doesn't like me too much.
Yeah, my dog is off doing things. I'm not gonna bring her in.
Dogs are good. They have a good read on people. They understand people pretty well, and that dog hates me.
And I'd have to move my camera anyway.
Jeff, are you having chorizo tonight?
Tonight is eggs, but no chorizo.
Oh, that's an awesome Harley. Joe.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I did the whole spotting of black things. I think it's something I need to work on because it definitely pops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at you.
What's her inner monologue right here? If you were to also script this pinup.
I think she's about to destroy something.
That's so unusual for her.
Yeah, this is the joy of impending violence.
The Mistress of Mayhem.
Mm-hmm. Well, gentlemen, that was good times.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, we're done.
I think it is time for me to make some eggs. Sans chorizo.
Yeah.
What about Pop Kill? Jimmy and Dave's Pop Kill.
They had a great campaign. They're all done now, right? Is that for the? Are they doing another one, or is that just for the old one?
That's it. I don't know. They might. You never know with them.
All right, it's a good book.
I just thought I'd give them a mention.
It should definitely be a series.
Yeah, well, it was a series. It was a 4-issue series.
I would like to see it. I would like to see a TV series.
I'd like to see a 5th issue.
I'd like to see a Netflix special.
Would you?
I would.
You know what I actually would like to see? I'd like to see a pre-recorded segment of Jeff making his eggs and chorizo.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That'd be great.
You know, there's no reason we can't sometimes do a cooking show.
What if we just had you, Jeff, and we just brought the webcam into your kitchen, and you don't have to draw that episode, but we want to see your chorizo techniques?
I'd be willing to share that someday.
All right, that's pretty big. That's like an anniversary show. That's like a big show. We're not.
I think if I were to do that, what I would love to have Joe give me some guitar accompaniment.
Sure.
Oh. So Joe, you wouldn't be drawing. You'd be playing an acoustic guitar. I hope.
A little flamenco thing while he's doing his, you know.
I think that's apropos.
What would Dave be doing?
Yeah. All right, let's.
We'll have to ask him.
We'll have to ask him.
Right.
Gentlemen, that was amazing.
Well, everybody, I guess it's that time. It was wonderful. It flew by.
Talking to me?
Yeah. Jeff and I are.
Hey, Joe,
just
can I see
gonna
the colors again?
I'm sorry?
Can I see the colors again?
Yeah, I'll see the colors.
Oh, I started I started working in black and white and kind of started digging that a little bit more.
All right.
See, the colors were in that layer.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
like the colors. I like those.
You know what I'm not crazy about the colors, because you know it's already sort of in a Bruce Timm style, and the color is very, very Bruce Timm. And I'm just, I don't want to ape Bruce completely,
Yeah,
Gotcha.
So I'm trying to do something little something, little.
it is.
Whatever. We'll see if I finish it.
Bruce Timm has sort of the same forehead that Dorn has. Have you noticed that?
What?
Look at the forehead.
Are you talking about? Wait a minute. Hold on. I'll just.
It's just
Not the
no.
not the eyebrows, just the forehead.
I got to tell you, if you told me that Dave was Bruce Timm's brother, I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
They definitely have the same style.
Dave Johnson. What other Dave do you know?
I don't know any other people named Dave.
What other Dave matters?
I know one Deanie.
Love Paul.
God,
One of the great gentlemen.
Yeah.
he really was. He is amazing.
Yeah, I worked with him on the Spider-Man animated show, and he was just such a great guy.
Yeah.
Really, really such a great guy.
Amazing kisser.
Even better hugger. I mean,
Yeah.
but he couldn't just hug you. You'd have to, know.
He's
When
a
he hugged
nuzzler.
you, it meant something.
Good times.
He's great at nuzzling.
All right, gentlemen. That was a good time.
That was something.
That was definitely it was an episode.
All right. Do I do the sign off? Is there a sign off, or we just hang
Yeah,
up?
can you do a sign off? Like,
Yeah, Joe, wrap us up. Sign us up.
Joe, what was every morning you have like some kind words or like words of wisdom or like to spur us on? You usually give us a little bit of a pep talk. Maybe you have something.
I do because I'm trying to start a cult.
Yeah.
Trying to start a cult, and I'm trying to lead you guys into it. But it's all about just being good to yourselves and being good to people in general. Just being kind to others. So basically, take Frank Carey and don't do that.
Don't be Frank.
Don't be Frank.
Don't be a Frank.
So, what would Jesus do? What would Frank not do?
Yeah. What Frank would do.
Yeah.
Avoid that.
Yeah, perfect.
On that note,
Where's the live by?
What would Jesus do is like an unattainable goal.
Yeah.
Don't do what Frank does. Pretty
similar. Yeah. All right, everybody. On that beautiful note of wisdom from the one and only Joe Quesada, we bid you a fond adieu.
Bye, everyone.
Are we back next week? Wait there. Are we back next week?
Oh, we do. I think we have a special guest. A very special guest. We might be drawing, let's just say we might be drawing Danger Girl. How's that?
Excellent.
Wow. Read between the lines if you must.
DDWFD.
Toodles.